Quebec City, 1660. A cold frontier town at the edge of the known world. 800 souls barely clinging to survival, priests, soldiers, servants and settlers. But one winter, whispers began to stir. A young servant girl named Barbe Hallay was said to be under attack. Not by man, but by something infernal. This, according to newly uncovered historical records, was Canada's first documented case of demonic possession. In the mid-17th century, New France was fragile. The French crown had planted its flag on cold, unforgiving soil, a colony isolated from Europe for most of the year. Missionaries struggled to convert their Wendat allies, and tensions between indigenous spiritual beliefs and Catholic dogma were running high. The Jesuits, exasperated and fearful, wrote often of the devil's hand in their failures. Against that uneasy backdrop, a story of witchcraft began to take hold, one that would shake the faith of the small Quebec settlement to its core. Barbe Hallay was a teenage domestic servant working in a manor house in Beauport, just outside Quebec City. She lived and laboured in close quarters with a man named Daniel Vuil, a newcomer to the colony, and the one soon branded a witch. Not long after his arrival, strange things began to plague the Hallay household. Witnesses describe Barbe convulsing violently, speaking in tongues, and experiencing horrific visions. Objects moved without touch, her body twisted in ways no one could explain. Local leaders believed Vuil had used diabolical arts to send a demon into the girl's body. Fear spread quickly through the tiny community. Fear that Satan himself had found his way to the frozen heart of New France. Centuries later, historian Mairi Cowan of the University of Toronto pieced together this unsettling tale. She drew from fragments: a nobleman's memoir, letters from nuns at the Ursuline convent, Jesuit diaries, and even the biography of a nun who performed nightly exorcisms for nearly a year. These rare documents reveal not only the terror of the moment, but the mind of a colony on edge. New France was not secure, Cowan explains. Its leaders were uncertain, its people desperate, surrounded by unfamiliar land and unfamiliar gods. As Hallay's torment continued, Quebec's religious authorities sought answers. Daniel Vuil was tried and, so far as records suggest, executed, likely on the order of Bishop François de Laval, the colony's first bishop. But even after Vuil's death, Barbe's suffering did not end. Then came the final, desperate act. A laywoman, someone without priestly authority, stepped forward, performing what appeared to be an exorcism using a sacred relic. A rib bone believed to belong to Saint Jean de Brébeuf, the Jesuit missionary who had been martyred a decade earlier. By all surviving accounts, the ritual worked. The visions stopped. The violent fits ceased. And just like that, the demon of Beauport fell silent. Cowan calls this event a micro-history, a window into how early settlers understood evil, faith and survival in an unfamiliar world. The people of New France were isolated, frightened and deeply religious. Cut off from their homeland, they faced threats from disease, hunger and spiritual doubt alike. The story of Barbe Hallay reveals how myth and fear intertwine, how the need for control in a harsh new land could turn the unexplained into the supernatural. If this story chilled you, there's more where that came from. Subscribe and join us as we dig deeper into history's darkest corners. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious.